20 minutes.
I'd like to call the Senate to order. Mr. Clerk, please read the roll.
Barnett, Blackman, Blackwell, Blunt, Boyd, Branning, Bryan, Butler, Carter, Kaufman, Chazanall, Chisholm, DeBar, Delano, Doty, England, Fillingane, Frazier, Harkins, Hill, Hobson, Horn, Jackson of the 15th, Jackson of the 11th, Jackson of the 32nd, Johnson, Jordan, Kirby, McCollum, McDaniel, McClendon, McMahon, Michelle, Moran, Norwood, Parker, Parks, Pope, Seymour, Simmons of the 12th, Simmons of the 13th, Sojourner, Sparks, Suber, Tate, Thomas, Thompson, Turner, Ford, Whaley, Wiggins, Witherspoon, Younger. Mr. President, a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Will the senior senators please rise for the invocation given by Senator Boyd and the Pledge of Allegiance by Senator Jackson. Senator Boyd.
Will you bow your heads? Loving God, thank you for giving us another day. As it is a time of high feeling and reaction, we ask your blessings of peace, patience, and good discernment in the days and weeks to come. We thank you that we as Mississippians have faced such challenges in the past. Help us have faith in you and confidence in our constitutional way of proceeding, that we have good cause to have hope in what is to come. Bless us all this day and every day, and may all that we do be for your greater honor and glory. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
On this unity, join me in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all, Senators. Good job. Now the reading of the journal. Senator Polk, you're recognized.
Mr. President, I move the Senate dispense with reading of the journal.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the journal. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Messages and petitions, Mr. Clerk.
Mr. President, there are none.
Committee reports. Senator Polk, you're recognized.
Mr. President, I move the Senate dispense with reading of the committee reports.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the committee reports. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Next, the reading of titles, bills, and resolutions. We recognize Senator Polk.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate dispense with reading of the titles of the bills and resolutions.
Senator moves to dispense with the reading of the titles, bills, and resolutions. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We'll move quickly to the calendar today. To the calendar. Senator Harkins, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Move we skip item 1 and 2 and have them retain their place on the calendar, and move to item 3 and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, would you please read the title?
Senate nominates number 6, Dr. Cass C. Cass Pennington, Indianola, Mississippi, Mississippi Lottery Corporation Board of Directors, 5-year term effective immediately and ending December 31st, 2024.
Mr. President, this individual appeared before the Finance Committee yesterday, has been a member of the Mississippi Lottery Corporation Board. He had a 1-year term, participated in every single meeting but one, has been an active member of it, and met all the statutory qualifications, and there was no derogatory information in his background. So it is the motion of the committee and myself that we do advise and consent.
It has made a motion for advising consent. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Now we need the morning roll call.
Morning roll call, I'm sorry.
You're right. Senators request the use of the morning roll call. Does anyone object to the procedure? Does anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Present. Seeing none, he is confirmed. Senator Harkins, you're recognized.
Mr. President, go to item number 4 and have the title read.
Please read the title, Mr. Clerk.
Senate nomination number 10, Jacqueline Renee Jackie Turner, Salis, Mississippi, Executive Director of the Mississippi Department of Employment Security, term effective January 14th, 2020.
Mr. President, Jackie Turner appeared before the committee, and there was a really good conversation with her. She kind of laid out what the department, the agency had been through over the last couple of months. Admitted they found some areas that they need to kind of work on, but I think overall the sentiment from most of the members were that they appreciated her willingness to work nonstop. She basically kept her head down and answered calls all hours of the day. She made her staff available. There was a lot of appreciation for how she's handled this difficult situation, and she, I think, exemplified what we want our agencies to do and how they perform their duties. And so I'll make the motion that we do advise and consent by use of the morning roll call.
Questions from the Senate. Senator Hill, for what purpose do you seek recognition?
Have a question.
You Hill?
I do.
Senator Hill, you're recognized.
Back in the recess when we were out for COVID, we came back up here and had a hearing, and Ms. Turner came and answered questions Honestly, to my satisfaction, she was able to, she and her staff were able to answer questions, and we asked her at that time how much money was in the unemployment trust fund, and I believe she responded around 700 million. Were you in that meeting?
I was not in that meeting, but she did address that yesterday. I think we're down to $400 million right now, and they have distributed over $1.7 billion.
In federal funds, correct?
Yes.
And I think I heard the term 460 million, and at the rate of 20 million a week, that was what she estimated the high payout back in that first hearing. And I think when we started, I did my calculator, and figured out that we had, if we never put another dime in back in the middle of COVID, we had enough to last like 30-something weeks, and that would have been until December. So I'm told now that we have some $460 million still left in the unemployment trust fund right now before we have added anything to it. So that is not going to run out tomorrow, the way I understand it, is it?
No.
Thank you.
Senator Bryan, for what purpose? You're good? Senator Bryan's good. Other questions? Other questions? Seeing none, we're ready for your motion.
I make the motion we do advise the consent by use of the morning roll call.
Senator, I made a motion to use advise consent by use of the morning roll call. Does anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Any present? Seeing none, she's confirmed, Mr. Clerk. Going back, rules, Senator Kirby.
Skip items 5 through 23, the rules calendar. Retain its place on the calendar.
5 through 23 retain their place on the calendar. Now, Senator McMahon, local and private.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning.
I'd like to call up item 24 on today's calendar, Senate Bill 3010. Ask that the title be read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 3010, Tunica County, authorize contributions to the Tunica County Economic Development Foundation, Inc.
I make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Please proceed, Senator.
Mr. President, I would like to ask that Senator Jackson of the 11th be recognized to explain the bill.
Senator Jackson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, this bill is a request from the Tunica County Board of Supervisors where they're requesting that they have the ability to fund the Economic Development Foundation up to $10 million, and they want this extended through 2024. No questions? I move adoption.
Any questions of the Senator on number 24? Any questions of the Senator? Seeing none, we're ready for the motion, Senator.
Move to adopt the committee substitute.
Move to adopt the committee substitute. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay.
I move that we pass on the morning roll call.
Senators move for passage on the morning roll call. Does anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? No. Present. Seeing none, it is passed, Mr. Clerk. Senate Bill number 3010. Back to Senator McMahon. You're recognized.
Mr. President, I'd like to call up item 27 on today's bill, Senate Bill number 3040, and ask that the title be read.
Items 25 and 26 will retain their place on the calendar. Item 27, Mr. Clerk, please read.
Senate Bill number 3040, City of Olive Branch, authorize 1% tax on hotels and motels for tourism and parks and recreation.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. Please proceed, Senator.
I'd like to ask that Senator Blackwell be recognized to explain the bill.
Senator Blackwell, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman. This bill authorizes the City of Olive Branch to have a referendum to allow its citizens to vote on a 1-cent hotel motel tax to be used for tourism and parks development. That's an explanation of the bill. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions on the bill?
Seeing none, request passage by the use of the morning roll call.
Senator requests passage by use of the morning roll call. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? No. Any present? Present? Senator Sojourner? Present. Senator Hill? Anyone else? Anyone else? Seeing none? I'm sorry, Chisholm? A pair, I'm sorry. You're recognized, Senator Chisholm. To the vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a pair. I would vote yes, and my desk mate would vote no. Senator McDaniel.
Senator McDaniel says no. Senator Chisholm is yes. Pair. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Bill is passed. We're back to Senator McMahon.
Mr. President, I'd like to call up item 28 on today's calendar, Senate Bill number 2887, and ask that the title be read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2887, Bolivar County, authorize Board of Supervisors to contribute to the Bolivar County Community Action Agency, Inc.
I make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Please proceed.
I'd like to adopt the committee sub and ask that Senator Simmons of the 13th be recognized to explain the bill.
Senator, you're recognized to explain the committee substitute.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I'm asking you to support Senate Bill 2887. It authorized the Board of Supervisors of Bolivar County to give funds to Bolivar County Community Action Agency, and I'm asking you for your support. Do you have any questions?
Any questions? Senator Jackson, you're recognized for what purpose?
Question.
No questions?
Sorry, Senator Simmons does not recognize you. Are you sure, Senator Simmons?
I move to pass it for the morning roll call.
Your dad would be proud of you. Okay, Senators move for passage by use of the morning roll calls. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voted no? Seeing none, the bill is passed. Senator Hill, I'm sorry. Present. Senator Hill, present. I apologize, Senator. Didn't see you over there. Senator Harkins and Senator Hobson are blocking your view there. Okay. Senator McMahon, we're back on the bill. Back on the calendar, please, sir.
Mr. President, I'm going to ask to skip item 29, ask that it retains its place on the calendar, and to move to item 30, call up Senate Bill number 3039, and ask that the title be read.
29 retains its place on the calendar. Item 30, Mr. Clerk, please read it.
Senate Bill number 3039, Lauderdale County, authorize assessments on misdemeanor convictions and non-adjudications for county government complex.
I make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senator, you're recognized.
I'd like to ask that Senator Tate be recognized to explain the bill.
Senator Tate, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Bill 3039 is a bill that allows the Board of Supervisors to levy an additional $50 for any DUI conviction and $25 for any misdemeanor conviction. These monies will go towards the construction of a new courthouse. Be happy to take any questions.
Any questions of the senator? Any questions? Senator McCon, you're recognized.
I've got one simple question.
Will you yield for a question, Senator Tate?
Yes, sir.
Please proceed, Senator.
And this is nothing about that. This is just from the bench. On the bench, it was very difficult to collect a lot of these fines, and too many towns currently have a lot on their books. And this is part of my county as well, so I'm not attacking this, and please understand that. Has there been any thought as to another mechanism, because the child restraint law has a $25 fine, and we're adding another $25 on it, and yet we're having a hard time collecting already. Would you be open to finding a way in the future to maybe work on bringing some of these uncollectible fines down?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Hobson, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Introduction out of order.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's my pleasure to introduce a guest and a friend to many senators here in this chamber, the former Mississippi College Dean of the Law School, and a good friend of many here, Jim Rosenblatt. Jim, if you'd stand up and let the Senate make you welcome.
Welcome. Good to see you, Dean. Back on the bill.
If there's no other question.
Senator Blunt, I believe, you have a question?
For an introduction,
Would you let us finish this
Yes,
one? I'll
sir.
come right back to you, Senator. Thank you. All right, Senator, we're ready for your motion.
Ask for passage on morning roll call.
Passage on the morning roll call has been requested. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Any present? Bill is passed. Senator Blunt, you're recognized for introduction.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's my privilege today to introduce our doctor of the day, Dr. Edith Smith Rayford of Terry, Mississippi. She is an OBGYN practicing here and has practiced all over the state of Mississippi. We're glad to have her. Please make her welcome.
Thank you. Welcome, Doctor. Thank you. Thank you for coming. All right, Senator McMahon, we're back on the calendar.
Mr. President, I'd like to call up item 31, Senate Bill 2983, and ask that the title be read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2983, Coahoma County authorized Board of Supervisors to contribute to But God Ministries.
I make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Please proceed.
I would ask that Senator Jackson of the 11th be recognized to explain the bill.
Senator Jackson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, Senate Bill 2983 is a request by the Board of Supervisors of Coahoma County to fund But God Ministries, a 501c3 located in Jonestown, Mississippi, in the amount of $15,000. Any questions?
Questions from the Senate? Questions? Seeing no questions, we're ready for a motion, sir.
Move that we pass on the morning roll call.
Senators, move for passage on the morning roll call. All in favor signify. Are there any objections to use of the morning roll call? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Present? Seeing none. Mr. Clerk? Senator Hill? No. No, Senator Hill. That's it. Bill has passed. Thank you very much, Senator. Senator McMahon?
Mr. President, I yield the mic.
Next, the motions to thank you, Senator. The motions to reconsider. Motions to reconsider. Senator Harkins. Senator Polk, do you have a motion to reconsider, Senator Hobson? So we go to 30, Senator Doty. Senator Doty has one. Senator Harkins, right before yours, 34.
I would go to item number 34 on the calendar, House Bill number 1559, and call it up and ask the title be read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
House Bill number 1559, Human Trafficking and Commercial Sexual Exploitation, provides services for victims through approved services.
I move to table the motion to reconsider.
Senators, move to table the motion to reconsider. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Oop. I'm sorry. Senator Wiggins, speaking on the amendment. I apologize, Senator, didn't see you there.
Thank you, Mr. President. I held this motion on a motion to reconsider, and I just wanted to stand before you and let you know that I have spoken with Chairwoman Doty and a number of other senators and have been assured that the problems with this bill are being worked through, and when we go to conference, that's going to be discussed. I will say that this bill, as written and as came over from the House, has raised a lot of concerns, particularly with the fact that we could be looking at, if passed as is, another DHS debacle, because this sends millions of dollars to one entity who without any oversight and without any accountability in it. Also, U.S. Attorney Mike Hurst has weighed in and has serious issues about how it could affect the prosecutions of their cases. There are a number of other issues. So with that being said, I know that Senator Doty is working hard on this, is getting the information and working to get through this. So hopefully the House will listen to what our concerns are and go with that. And so with that, I'm asking you to agree to table the motion to reconsider and let it go to conference.
Senator Jordan. For what purpose you seek recognition?
He agreed to table it, that's all I was.
Thank you, Senator Jordan. Senator England, we'll come to you in just 1 second. Did you have a question on this bill?
I do have one quick question, Mr.
You
President.
yield for a question, Senator Wiggins?
Yes.
Please proceed, Senator England.
Senator Wiggins, on HB 1559, I've looked at that bill, but I just had one quick question. Is there anything about animal cruelty in that bill?
Not that I know of, but HB 559 apparently has been spread throughout no less than 5 or 7 bills. So I'm sure, and it is in the animal cruelty, so there you have it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Senator Wiggins. Senator?
So the motion to table, the motion to reconsider is the motion that's pending. And we certainly are aware of the situation that Senator Wiggins has brought up and are going to make sure that the appropriate oversight is in place. And in fact, this bill may look totally different when it comes out of conference. I've had several meetings. I met with Lieutenant Governor and Speaker yesterday. So this bill is it's of high importance because it deals with some of the most vulnerable people in our state. And so it's of very high importance to me. I've enlisted some other folks to help me with this, and it's getting top priority. So I would ask that you vote yes on the motion to table, the motion to reconsider.
Motion to table, the motion to reconsider. Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senator England, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have an introduction out of order.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I'd like to ask you to help me make welcome my best friends on this earth. I have my beautiful wife, Melissa, who next year will have been my best friend for 20 years. And we have celebrating 12 years of marriage this year. I could not do this without her. Right. I said something wrong. And my son Levi, who is doing his best to catch as many fish down on the Gulf Coast as he can, and he's already a better fisherman than I am. And my daughter Grace, who runs the house but lets us think that we do when we're there as well. I'm so glad to have them here with me today. Thank y'all.
Thank you. We're all working for you, Grace. So, thank you very much for coming with Dad. We are on 35. Senator Harkins, I think.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 35 and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2333, fees authorize the Department of Revenue to charge and place in special fund to defray costs of shipping alcoholic beverages.
Move we table the motion to reconsider.
Questions, or if someone wants to speak? Senator Sparks, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm opposed to the motion to table. I actually held this bill to reconsider. It's my best understanding this bill barely made it off the Senate floor the first time. When it left here, it came back with an amendment. I'm not against the premise of the bill and certainly wouldn't mind it going to conference, but the problem I have is this allows the Department of Revenue to charge a fee for delivery. We currently have a contract with Shippers Express for delivery of all alcohol from Gluckstadt out to the different facilities, and they're charged shipping at that point on an invoice. Now, the department is asking on line 111 to prescribe and charge a fee to defray cost of shipping. I don't understand how you need to defray cost of shipping if you've already contracted for it. If there are additional charges, a fuel surcharge, and you want to add those things, that's fine. But the real concern I have, as it's been explained to me, is that the department will only charge a fee that it is charged by the shipping company. Well, number one, maybe we need to negotiate better, but even under the fact that they're only going to charge us the shipping fee, why is the language in 136 to 145 necessary to say any excess shall be deposited into the general fund? If you're only charging me exactly the additional amount that it costs to deliver it, why would there ever be excess? I may be misunderstanding something, but that's why I held it on the motion to reconsider. It is why I would make an additional motion to go to conference instead of concur if we do not table this motion. But I would appreciate the opportunity to have that explained in a manner that we're not actually adding additional monies that are going to be sent to the general fund on the backs of small businesses. Thank you.
We have a motion to table, Senator Harkins. Are you making another motion, Senator Sparks?
I think the motion to table, I'm sorry, Mr. President, I think the motion to table will have to be voted upon. I'm asking to vote no on the motion to table.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you.
Senator Polk.
Have a question?
Will you yield for a question?
Senator Sparks.
Senator Sparks, please.
Yes, I yield.
Senator Sparks, I have some questions about what you've just said. Are you aware that this is a multi-year contract with the current shipper?
It is my understanding, yes, Senator.
And are you aware that when that contract was signed, that company that is now delivering was not the low bidder?
I'm not aware of that. I have heard that. But once again, whatever the contract is, if there's an additional charge, but they're only charging us to the penny the additional charge, there shouldn't be any excess.
Would you think that if we had taken the lower bid, that this might not even be an issue right now?
It's a very good possibility, Senator. We're also at all-time, or not all-time, but low fuel prices. There's certainly not been fuel surcharges in the last several months.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions from the Senate? Any other questions? Senator Harkins, you're recognized.
I have had extensive conversations with the Department of Revenue on this, and it's there's not an effort to charge more to make money on this. They have been charging what it costs them. I have had no indication that there's been excess money laying around, like there's some largesse of excess money that goes into the general fund on the backs of small businesses. That is not the intent, nor has it been the policy. So I do think that they have done this based on the fee that has been charged in shipping and these rates. They just had a new RFP, and I think they are saving money on shipping that is currently being, the shippers that are currently being used to ship the product out. So they have done their due diligence. They have done this the right way and gotten a new shipper. I think it was just awarded not too long ago. And they are trying to do it at the best price possible. But it's my understanding that they are charging the exact cost that they get charged to send these shipments to these retailers. So I don't think there's any reason for concern. Certainly let the will of the body work here. But we've had plenty of discussions in committee with members from the Department of Revenue that have answered a lot of these questions. And I don't have any indication to think that they're doing something different than what's being purported for you in front of this bill. So my motion is that we do table the motion to reconsider.
Thank you. Any questions? Any questions on the motion? I'm sorry, your light's not coming up here, Senator. I apologize. I've got it blocked here, Mr. Clerk. I've got it blocked here for some reason. It shows me it's 87 degrees outside, and that's all. Senator Sojourner, you're recognized.
Just for one quick question. Senator Harkins, you stated that you do not believe that they're charging or collecting any excess, but I just wanted to clarify that the language does allow that if excess.
Yes, the language does allow, and if they're, and I don't want to state this because I'm not positive. I do remember there was a comment I think made about this that there was, if there's an excess, it's very minimal. Because the way they ship these things is based on weight and distance. And so there may be charged $5 for shipping. If it comes back at $4.89 or $4.90, there's a 10 cents overage. I don't know if that's the standard operating procedure. I don't think that is the case because it's been pretty documented from them that they are charging what it costs them to ship it. So like I said, if the will of the body wants to further vet this, I'm fine with it. I don't have any commitment about this has to be the way it is. I just think that there's not been any indication that there's been a problem with it from anyone at DOR or anybody that's looked into it. So,
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Sparks, you're recognized for a question.
The concern, and I don't want the state of Mississippi to lose any money, I want to be clear about that on shipping, but why then was there an amendment from the House that allowed that such a fee is determined in a manner provided by the department, DOR, is going to determine the fee? It would seem like the fee should be actual charge. That's my concern, Senator. It's not, and I apologize, Mr. Chairman, but I just don't understand why, if we're only charging the exact amount charged by us, why there would be such language.
Because the department negotiates with the shipper. I guess that's why the department determines the fee, because whatever the shipper is charging, whatever their contractual obligation is.
But wouldn't whatever fees be a part of this long multi-year contract we had? That's where I'm confused.
I don't know if it's a year-long fee, if it's a multi-year fee. I mean, I don't know how I don't know the arrangement they have in the term of the shipping contract, but if it changes in the middle of a 4-year term, they can, if it's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, I don't know how long the term is on the contract.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Delano, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Question, please.
You yield for a question, Senator Harkins?
I do.
These transportation costs, are they limited to just the shipping and actual rubber tire shipments of
That's my
alcohol
understanding. It's the
concentrate?
actual cost to ship the product to the retailer.
Does this allow them to do any type of warehousing or any type of otherwise storage in other parts of the state?
Who? The Department of Revenue or
No,
ABC or the shipper?
The company that has the shipping contracts.
I'm not aware of that. I don't know.
Time.
Okay, thank you.
Senators, time's up. So we're ready for your motion.
Motion is we table, but if the body would like to have further vetting on this, I'm perfectly fine to do that and try to get to the answers of these. There's no nefarious effort up here to do something with the Department of Revenue, so I'll let the body decide how they want to handle that.
It's, well, you have to make the motion to table, or you can withdraw at this particular point and bring it back up later, should you decide to do so. He hasn't made his motion yet. Okay. Senator's made his motion to table. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. You have your answer. Fails. 36, Senator Turner Ford, you're next, please, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President. I request that item 36 on today's calendar be called up and the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2277, Department of Mental Health, authorized to sell certain state-owned property located in the city of Meridian.
The motion is that the Senate would reconsider the vote whereby the Senate concurred in the proposal from the House.
Questions on the motion? Senator Sparks. Senator Sparks is good. Any other questions on the motion to reconsider the vote? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. We're going to have to wake up a little bit more than that. So
I further move.
We have a motion to reconsider the vote at this particular time, and the chair's at doubt as to the will of the Senate. Senator Harkins, for what purpose you seek recognition?
I was trying to get back in time to ask a question.
All right, please proceed with the question. We'll try the vote again here in just a moment.
So you're wanting to table the motion to reconsider, is that correct? So it would go on to the governor, or is this going to conference?
No, I want us to reconsider the vote whereby the motion, where we concurred with the motion previously, with the bill, and I would like it to go to conference. That was going to be my next motion.
Okay, what did the, this is a Senate bill, what did the House add to the bill that changed it?
The House added a provision to allow for the Tallahatchie County Board of Supervisors to reconvey property that was donated to it for the purpose of a fire department, but that's not the issue. That's not the reason that I'm moving to reconsider the vote. Previously in the session, there was an effort to amend this bill to allow the Sun and Sand property to be sold or looked at for sale. This is what I found out as of yesterday, and I just want to make sure that I share this with you. As it currently stands, DFA can demolish the Sun and Sand today if it chooses to do so. And the protection to preserve that property actually expired on June the 1st. And I would like us to further consider preserving it.
Okay.
And in addition to that, what I would add is I think that the Senate needs to have a vehicle alive in case someone comes forward and wants to dispose or transfer public property during the conference process.
Okay. I just want to make sure that, we're dealing with the Department of Mental Health in the original bill, and I think this has been something they've been trying to possibly do for a while, and I don't want to thwart the original intent of the bill. Sometimes in conference, things get added, but anyway, thank you.
You're welcome, and there's no effort to subterfuge that process.
Senator Sparks? You're okay. We need to take yours off. Senator Blunt, for what purpose you seek recognition?
I'd like to speak on the motion.
Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? Senator Blunt, you're recognized to speak on the motion.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Madam Chair. I ask you to support Senator Turner Ford's motion. In my 8 years chairing this committee, we always had a bill in conference because it just seemed like every year there was a park bench or something that we had to deal with, and we wanted to give the membership of the legislature the maximum possible time to deal with the things that come up. I'm not aware, and as Senator Turner Ford said, I'm not aware of any problems with the purpose of the bill as originally introduced, but first, something may come up, and this is always we always had a vehicle to deal with things that come up. Secondly, the Sun and Sand property is important. Senator Turner Ford is working on that. It's in my district. She's talked to me about it. We don't have a plan, but we want to give an opportunity to come to an agreement with DFA, working with our chairman and Representative Weathersby over on the House side, and try to come to a solution on that that's in the best interest of the state and development in and around the Capitol. And I think this is an option to continue that conversation. And I'm confident that wherever that goes, number one, you'll see it again. You'll have a chance to vote on it and see if you think it's the right thing to do. And number two, that we'll pass a bill in the end that will deal with the Department of Mental Health and give them what they need. So I hope you'll support Senator Turner Ford's motion.
Senator Hobson, for what purpose you seek recognition?
Question of Senator Blunt.
Senator Blunt, hold up.
My desk mate, Senator Blunt. I could have asked you this question over here.
But now everybody gets to listen to our conversation.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Senator Blunt. You're aware of the two projects that are in the bill as it exists right now?
I am, and I'm not aware of any problems or any disagreements about any of them.
Are you in favor, do you support the two projects that are in the bill as it exists right now?
It's mental health. Tallahatchie County, yes, I am.
Do you think, based on the vote that was taken earlier on the Sun and Sand issue, do you think if this goes back to conference and the Sun and Sand language is put into it, it may jeopardize the two projects that are in the bill that may be worthwhile?
I don't. I mean, again, anything that happens, anything that may be added in conference, and that's going to be up to the chair and whoever the other conferees are. But if this body feels like it's not in the best interest of the state, that we'll recommit it and we'll file another conference report and we'll pass it. I mean, we can do that, and you'll have a chance to look at any specific. I don't know if there'll be any specifics in there regarding that property, but I want to allow for the maximum time to negotiate. So if something can be worked out that we don't have, that would be a benefit to the city and the state instead of a parking lot, that we have a chance to work that out. And if we come up with something and this body doesn't think it's the right thing to do, we'll recommit it for further conference and we'll take it out and we'll pass the projects for the Department of Mental Health in Tallahatchie County.
What if we don't have enough time to recommit it and get it back before the body?
If it's important, we'll make time.
Well, whose idea of important would that be?
Well, no, seriously, I mean, if we
We're just about at time, Senators. 30 seconds, please.
Okay. If that happens, we'll stay and we'll file. I mean, no one has any problem with those two projects that I'm aware of. We'll get another conference report filed and bring it forward, and we can do that quickly.
Thank you, Senator Blunt.
Senator Bryan, did you have a question? You want to speak on the bill? You're recognized. Just one second.
I'd like to speak in favor of the motion to reconsider if time remains.
The chair will grant you an additional minute. Please proceed, because time's
I
up.
just wanted to say for procedural posture where we are is the chair of a committee wants to take a bill to conference. I won't say that we've never failed to allow a chair to do that, but it's almost routine that if a chair wants to take a bill to conference, the Senate cooperates in what the chair wants to do. There's no reason to believe the chair is not operating in good faith. And I think just as a matter of procedure and comity, that if the chair wants to take the bill to conference, we ought to let the chair take the bill to conference.
Thank you, Senator Bryan. Any other questions of Senator? Any other questions? Seeing none, Senator, we're ready for your motion to reconsider the vote.
I move for passage on the morning roll call. Or adoption of the motion.
It'd be adoption of the motion. It's a voice vote, if I remember correctly. Is that correct? Voice vote. I was correct. So we'll say all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Please proceed, Senator.
My next motion would be, Mr. President, is that we do invite conference.
Senator's made a motion to invite conference. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Please proceed. 37, we go to the concurrence, non-concurrence calendar, please. Beginning with 37. Senator Good. Senator McClendon.
I'd like to make a motion to reconsider number 31 off of Senate calendar yesterday, Senate Bill number 2583.
2583, Mr. Clerk, to the chairman. Yesterday's calendar.
Thank you, Mr. President.
And now you're recognized, Senator McClendon.
Thank you, Senate. I'd like to make a motion to reconsider off yesterday's calendar number 31, Senate Bill 2583, please. There was a reverse repealer that was not seen in there. It was not underlined. And would like to reconsider to confer, to go to conference.
It is. Any questions of the Senator? Senator Wiggins, do you have any questions?
Parliamentary inquiry.
Please.
First, where are we on the calendar? Because I thought we went to the concurrence calendar, and then Senator McClendon entered a motion to reconsider on something on yesterday's calendar. So parliamentary inquiry is, where are we?
We are on the motion to reconsider, and I was just proceeding forward, and I did not recognize Senator McClendon fast enough for him to get under the motion to reconsider. So we had not proceeded to item 37 yet. We were still on 30. We just had completed 36 on the calendar.
Okay, so we're on number 36.
That is correct. Well, this one will be a motion to reconsider that was not on the calendar. This is as to yesterday's calendar.
Well, parliamentary inquiry, I don't know. My question is that allowed? I don't think that's in the rules.
One moment, please, and we'll check. Thank you.
Yeah, it has to, Mr. President, has to lay over a day. Oh.
Point is not well taken, Senator Wiggins. We're still on the motion to reconsider calendar, and council has informed us that it is proper that we can reconsider this vote. So, Senator, you're recognized. And then we'll go to questions. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, I'd like to make a motion to reconsider yesterday's Senate calendar number 31, Senate Bill number 2583, please.
2583. Mr. Clerk, if we have that, can you read the title for us so we all recognize what we're doing here? 2583, please.
We need the title. Senate Bill number 2583, an act to amend section 27104-301 Mississippi Code of 1972 to clarify the use of funds from the 2008 Senate Bill number 2583, 2018 Transportation and Infrastructure Improvements Fund, clarify provision relating to City of Guntown.
Okay. And your motion to reconsider?
Make a motion to reconsider on today's roll call.
That would be a voice vote. Senator Sojourner, did you have a question for the senator? Senator Sojourner is fine. Your light was on there. Senator McMahon, any questions? Okay. We have a motion to reconsider the vote, and it is all in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to move to the conference, please.
Move to invite conference. Any questions? Any questions of the senator on move to invite conference? All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, barely. Now we have Senator Sojourner. You are recognized for what purpose, please?
To enter a motion to reconsider item 130 from yesterday's calendar, Senate Bill 3044.
3044. Senator, you're recognized. 3034.
Which item was it?
Item what item? Which item? 3034 was the bill number.
3044, okay. That's it. Senate Bill number 3044, Equity and Distance Learning Act, enact.
Senator, you're recognized to speak.
Yes, I would just like to hold to the bill, Senate Bill 3044, on a motion to reconsider. Just hold it over till the next day.
Thank you very much. To the chairman. To the chairman. Okay, any other motions to reconsider before we move on? Seeing none, we'll now go to 37 for concurrence or non-concurrence calendar. 37 pass. 38. Senator Bryan? Senator Bryan,
Ask that the title be read.
Senator Bryan, item 38. Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2626, Mississippi Qualified Health Center Grant Program, provide for physician grants.
I move that we do concur.
Senator, we do concur. Any questions?
Mr. President, the House made minor changes in this, and the changes are not consequential enough to go to conference about, and therefore I would suggest we concur by use of the morning roll call.
Questions? Any questions? Seeing none, Senator has moved for concurrence by use of the morning roll call. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Present. Seeing none, bill has passed. Concurrence approved. 39, Senator Polk. Good. Senator Doty. Senator Bryan. Pass. On 41. 41, sir.
I ask that the title be read.
On 41, Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2610, Coordinator of Mental Health Accessibility established.
I move that we do not concur and invite conference. And I'd like to explain that.
Please explain, Senator Bryan.
This is the bill that provides for an individual to try to bring about more uniformity in our regional mental health operations and our State Department of Mental Health. The bill, as it left the Senate, would appoint an independent person. The House bill would appoint a person said to be independent, but appointed by the State Department of Mental Health. I think it's very important that we have someone from outside looking in, and I would like to go to conference to see if we can continue to work with the House to find someone who can look at this situation that is not tied to the Department of Mental Health itself. And that's why I moved to invite conference.
Motion to invite conference. Any questions of the senator? Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. You're recommitted. 42, Chairman Wiggins. Would you ask Chairman Wiggins about 42? Senator Hobson, would you wake him up there? Thank you. All right, here we go. 42.
Thank you, Mr. President. Go to item 42. Call that up. Ask the title be read.
Please read the title, Mr. Clerk.
Senate Bill number 2112, Criminal History Enact Ban the Box Act.
Decline to concur. God, I can't even think. Invite conference. Decline to concur. The House had put in some language that we're afraid may change the bill, so we want to go to conference.
Thank you, Senator. Questions of Senator Wiggins? Seeing none. Motion declined to concur. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it, Senator. Senator Harkins, pass. Carter? Senator Carter, you're recognized. Item 44, please.
I'd like to call up item number 44, have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 2674, Community Public Water Systems require continuing education for board members.
I move that we concur.
Motion to concur. Any questions? Any explanation needed, Senator?
It's some minor changes the House did. I talked to the Rural Water Association, and they're very good with it, and so we're rolling.
Thank you, Senator Carter. Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, motion to concur. Be morning roll call. That one will be morning roll call. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish recorded as voting no? Seeing none present. Seeing none, bill has passed. Thank you, Senator Carty. Senator Doty passes. Senator Harkins, 46 pass. Chairman Johnson passes. 48 pass. 49, Senator Chazanal, pass. Chairman Bryan, 50. And I guess he passes. We go to in conference appropriations. Senator Hobson. On all? Right. So we go. Would any chairman like to take up an item that's filed on the conference calendar, please? That's 51 to 109. 51 to 109. Anyone want to take up anything on the conference calendar? Seeing none, we'll go to in-conference finance. Senator Harkins, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 111 and have the title read.
Item 111, 110 retains its place on the calendar. Item 111, please read the title, Mr. Clerk.
House Bill number 379, Mississippi Marketplace Facilitator Act of 2020 create.
You're recognized to explain, Senator Harkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the only change in the bill we passed off the floor the other day is we removed the reverse repealer from the bill. That's really all the changes were. We wanted to make sure that I think the LSPP language was agreeable, and it is. So that's the explanation of the changes in the conference report. And if there are no questions, I move adoption of the conference report by the use of the morning roll call.
Any questions? Senator moves for adoption by use of the morning roll calls. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? One moment, please. Any present? 1 second, Senator. We're on the vote. Seeing none, the bill is passed. Did you have a question, Senator?
I did. I had a question before I was going to vote. I lit up my thing a little bit late.
Senator, we're past the vote, I think, at this point, Senator Hill. Then Senator Hill votes present.
It was adoption of the
Senator Sojourner?
Marketplace Facilitator Act.
Sojourner.
You vote? No. Votes no. McDaniel, no.
Double no, that's a yes.
All right. Next, we go to anyone else, 112, 113. I think the next one will be 114. Senator Harkins?
Yes, sir. I'd like to go to item 114 and have the title read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
House Bill number 1088, alcoholic beverages allow individuals to purchase wine from a winery and have the wine shipped to a package retailer in the state.
I'd like to be recognized to explain the conference report.
Please explain the conference report, Senator Harkins.
The only change in the language was that we removed language in, I guess, section or number 11 under section 1, that the only wine that could be purchased, we removed the language only non-brokered wine. So this basically just opens it up to all wine. It was the opinion that, you know, if there is a brokerage of wine in the state and somebody has all the allotment, there's no way to get it. And we're trying to make this a consumer-friendly bill, which allows them to purchase wine and have it shipped to their retailer. So that was really the only change that we took out that language. And this actually doesn't go into effect. The other change was the effective date. I think it is January 1 of 2021 is the, line 618, actually take effect and be enforced from and after January 1 of 2021. So it gives them some time to set up any of the things they need to set up to get ready to do this.
Any questions? Senator Jackson, you're recognized for a question. Are you for a question, Senator?
I do.
Please proceed, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Chairman, what is the difference between the Senate version and the conference report?
Well, the
difference.
The version that we passed off the floor, we removed the language that had the brokered wine that I just mentioned, and it changed the effective date at the end of the bill.
Thank you, Senator. Any other questions? Any other questions?
Seeing none, I move adoption of the conference report by the morning roll call.
Chair moves to adopt the conference report by use of the morning roll call. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Senator? No?
Present.
Present. Senator present. Senator Seymour? No? Senator Tate? No? Senator, yes. Chisholm? No? Johnson? Branning? Norwood? Angela Turner Hill? Frazier? Blackwell? Blackwell present, Mr. Clerk. Blackwell present. Senator Sparks is a no. Senator Jackson is a no. Mr. Clerk, would you please read the no votes and the present votes, please? Senator McClendon, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Governor. I'd like to pair with Senator Parker. He's a no, I'm a yay.
Okay, Pear, Parker, and McClendon. Okay, would you please read the no vote and the present votes, Mr. Clerk?
Voting no or nay: Seymour, Tate, Chisholm, Johnson, Branning, Norwood, Frazier, Turner Ford, Sparks, Jackson of the 15th, and voting present, Jackson of the 32nd, and Blackwell, Pear, Parker, no, and McClendon, yes.
Thank you. The bill passed. On item 73 on the calendar, the Senate conferees were named Hobson, Blackwell, and Moran. That should be Hobson, Hill, and Moran. Hobson, Hill, and Moran. Please make note on your calendar, and we'll pick back up here on the finance calendar, please. Anything else on the finance calendar? In-conference appropriations bills, thank you, Senator No. In-conference general bills, None. General bill calendar. The general bill calendar. Anyone wish to bring a bill up on the general bill calendar beginning at 149? Senator Parks, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to go to item 149 and ask the title be read.
149, Mr. Clerk. All of the other titles remain on their place on the calendar, and we'll go to 149. Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate nomination number 22, Donnie Norris Kaufman, Braxton, Mississippi, Mississippi Community College Board as a representative of the 4th Congressional District as it existed in 1986. 6-year term beginning July 1st, 2020 and ending June 30th, 2026.
Thank you. The committee did meet. The committee does feel that Mr. Kaufman meets all the requirements. It is the will of the committee that we advise and consent. I am happy to answer any questions.
Any questions concerning the appointment? Any questions? Seeing none, Senator, we're ready for the motion.
If not, suggest advise and consent on the morning roll call.
Advise consent on the morning roll call. Any senator object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Present. Seeing none, Mr. Kaufman is confirmed. 150.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to call up item 150 and have the title read, please.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate nomination number 34, Joseph Truitt, Jody Wagner, Hickory, Mississippi. Mississippi Board of Animal Health as a general farmer, 4-year term beginning July 1st, 2020 and ending June 30th, 2024.
This is a reappointment, and just in spite of being friends with Senator McConn, he's a good fella, and he seems like he has more integrity than Senator McConn, so I make a motion that we do advise and consent, please.
Any questions? Any questions? Seeing none, motion is by use of the morning roll call.
Thank you.
Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Present. Seeing none, he is confirmed. (151), Chairman Kaufman. 152. Good. 153. Good. Okay. Any other actions on the calendar? Senator McMahon.
Mr. President, I'd like to suspend the rules and take up item 29 on today's calendar, Senate Bill 3036.
Senators made a motion to suspend the rules. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed.
Call up the bill and ask that the title be read.
Mr. Clerk, please read the title.
Senate Bill number 3036, City of Jackson, authorize city to adopt ordinance to permit motor-assisted scooters to operate on certain city streets.
Make the usual motion.
Senator makes the usual motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it.
I'll explain the bill since Senator Horn's unavailable. Basically, a lot of cities now are developing different ordinances and rules for allowing a little small electric motor scooters on city highways. This is standard language that will allow that for the city of Jackson to develop those type of ordinances and rules. And I'd be happy to take any questions. If there aren't any, I move for passage on the morning roll call.
Questions on the bill? Seeing none, senators move for passage on the morning roll call. Anyone object to the procedure? Anyone wish to be recorded as voting no? Any present? Seeing none, the bill has passed. Thank you, Senator. Any other one?
I yield the mic.
Thank you. Any other actions on the calendar? Any other actions on the calendar? Senator Pope? I'm sorry, Senator Harkins?
Mr. President, I move we suspend the rules for immediate consideration of item 46 on the calendar.
One moment, please. Item 46. The motion has been made to suspend the rules. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Please proceed. 46, Mr. Clerk, please reading.
Senate Bill number 2253, alcoholic beverages, adds facility to lists of legislatively defined qualified resort areas.
My motion is we invite conference.
Motion to invite conference. Questions of the senator? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Conference granted. Other actions on the calendar. Senator Carter.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we suspend the rules in consideration of item number 48 on the calendar.
Motion been made to suspend the rules. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. We'll go to 48. Mr. Clerk, please read title.
Senate Bill number 2194, Mississippi Telephone Solicitation Act, remove repeal on statute providing for the deposit of fees into the state general fund.
Mr. President, I move that we do not concur and we invite conference.
Any questions? Any questions of the Senate? Motion to not concur and invite conference. All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. Thank you, Senator Carter. Other items on the calendar. Other items on the calendar. Seeing none, appreciate everyone's good work this week. Please make note of the conferees. It is time to start. We will continue to name conferees as they come to us immediately. Announcements. Any announcements? All right, here we go. Senator Harkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to remind members of the Senate to please get any tag requests you have to Finance Council. We're trying to wrap up and get the conference report created, and we're going to have a kind of a cutoff day of Monday. So if you could please get your tag request in. If you have already put it in, just verify with him that he's got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Jackson Sampson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to hold item 114, House Bill 1084. No, I'm sorry, wrong bill. Today's calendar, item 30, Senate Bill 3039. I'd like to hold on a motion to reconsider.
Thank you, Senator. To the chairman. Senator Branning, you're recognized for announcement.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Secretary of State's office has asked me to remind everyone that there is an election coming up this Tuesday, a congressional runoff. Their office needs to get PPE to several counties in order to conduct this election in a safe manner. So I'm going to call the names of the counties, and if you were willing, if any of you are willing to take these supplies home with you to your circuit clerks, it would be very much appreciated. Please get with me when we adjourn if you're willing to do this. The counties are as follows: Copiah, Warren, Coahoma, Tunica, Quitman, LaFleur, Montgomery, Carroll, Grenada, Yalobusha, Atala, Holmes, Leake, and Jefferson. Please get with me at adjournment if you can deliver these supplies. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Branning. Senator Carter, you're recognized for announcement.
Thank you, Mr. President. After recess on Monday, the Energy Committee will meet on the connectivity bill. It's a very, very important piece of legislation.
On Monday, Senator Blackwell, for what purpose? For announcement, please.
Adjourn in memory.
Please proceed.
On behalf of Senator Parker McClendon, I asked the Senate today to adjourn in the memory of Roma Thorne. He's 94 years old, served in the Navy during World War II.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Hill, for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was going to announce a meeting of county affairs and municipalities, a joint meeting Monday after recess. If that pleases the chair, did not want it to conflict with this other meeting. Are they going to use 216 for the energy meeting? Do you know? Is anybody? 216, Joel?
Senator Carter, what is the room of your meeting, sir? Yours is 409, or are you doing 216? 409.
Okay, I'd like to announce a joint meeting of county affairs and municipalities after session Monday in room 216 to take up the CARES Act bill.
216 for the CARES Act bill. Senator England, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a brief announcement. The senators of the very distinguished freshman class will hold a meeting in front of the Secretary's desk up here. Red shirt freshmen may attend if they would like.
Thank you, Senator England. Any other announcements? Pardon me? Okay, Mr. Clerk, would you please read the announcements? We have one other one. Senator Kirby, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to call a quick Rules Committee meeting in front of the chamber, please.
Rules Committee meeting in front of the chamber, please. All right, Mr. Clerk, would you read all of the meetings we have?
Okay. On Monday, upon recess, Energy will meet in room 409. There'll be a joint meeting on Monday upon recess of County Affairs and Municipalities in room 216.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. All right, Senator Pope, you're recognized. Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would remind my colleagues here to pay special attention to my motion. I move that the Senate stand in recess until 5 p.m. today, at which time the journal will reflect that we are adjourned until 10 a.m. Monday.
Adjourned at 5 p.m. today, adjourned until 10 a.m. Monday. Senator Polk is trying to get you home by Friday of next week. Be nice. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. No, nays. The ayes have it. Ayes have it.